In this video, I will be covering how to make a training schedule that will both fit your lifestyle and help you meet your climbing goals. Hey, it's Bryan with some more Bomber Beta. I'm doing a multi-part series on how to build a training routine for climbing. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and tick that bell notification so you get notified when I release new videos. Do note that I'm not a trainer and I'm just doing this as a free resource for anybody trying to build a training routine for themselves. If you can afford it and have the ability to get a trainer, I would highly suggest it. So when it comes to training for climbing, there's 3 basic schedules that I am aware of. The first being when you're only training. That means that you have no outdoor bouldering projects and nothing else that's going to get in the way of your training. So this is pretty standard for most people training in the off season at their local area or that don't have ability to climb outside within driving distance. So typically for someone training on this schedule, you'll be training 4 days a week. That can usually be Monday, Wednesday, then Friday, Saturday, rest Sunday, and start again. You can also do a 3-4 schedule, which is pretty much just giving you 1 day in between each session. So that would be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then the next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then it would repeat after that. This is a really good way to fit in your climbing and being well rested so that you don't accidentally overtrain and get yourself really worked out. Now, on the topic of overtraining, if you are in an only training routine, I think that overreaching can be a really beneficial part of this, and I've used that for myself to train up to climbing V11. Now, overreaching is a bit of a tricky thing to do. Typically, what I would suggest is doing 1 week a month of overreaching. That can be pretty intense of a week, but it can give yourself that little boost and help you really progress in your climbing quickly. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering how you would actually go into an overreaching phase of your climbing routine. Now this is fairly simple. You're just going to up the volume and keep the intensity the same. It's not that hard to actually schedule it. It's just hard to actually complete it, and it can be very intense. So I don't really suggest this for the newer climber that's trying to get into training, like someone that's right at the V5, V6 level. It's more for someone that's a little bit more advanced and has been training for a little while and looking to get that little boost at the end of their training cycle to ultimately send their project or their goal or whatever they're trying to train for. Now I'll be showing you guys some of the examples of some of the training routines that I've helped develop with some of my subscribers, and that can be kind of like a good visual to help you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about here and how to build a training routine schedule for yourself. So the second type of schedule will be the weekend warrior. This is someone that typically either has a 9-to-5 job or is not within a day trip of a climbing area that they want to go. And this means that they can only go on the weekends. So for this person, you need to really consider that your weekends, those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, are very important. And you need to be very well rested and prepared to go and crush on those days because those are the only opportunities that you have during the week. So for this type of schedule, you need to just focus on training on the middle part of the week. So you're probably going to be tired on Monday, so I would not suggest training on Monday because it will be kind of that day that you need to recover from all your hard red points or whatever you're doing on the weekend. Now, I will say that you want to be careful training up until Thursday night because you might need a little more recovery. That's something that you're going to have to play around with, but you're definitely going to want to train on Tuesday, possibly a light training day on Wednesday, and then another training day on Thursday, giving yourself that Friday total rest, and then you're out crushing it on Saturday. Weekend warriors can be a really good way to get really good at climbing and really progress in climbing without interfering with the rest of your life. Just make sure to focus really hard on getting those 2, maybe 3 good training sessions during the week, and then recovering for the weekend so you can go out and send your project. The third type of training schedule that I know of is a dirtbag schedule, meaning that you don't have any real obligations or you're just the seasonal climber that happens to be really close to the crag and is able to go after work hours. So this type of climber, it's very easy to not train at all. I've done this in the past and you can develop some imbalances by only climbing outside. Not that that's a bad thing in general, but it can become a chronic issue after a while. Now, what I would suggest doing is, if you are this type of person, a dirtbag, or someone that's able to get out and climb outside, do what they love very often, and you're not seeing the performance increases that you're hoping to from just climbing, what you want to do is try to train after you climb. A lot of people will use this technique to try to get a little boost on their strength. So what you want to do is be considerate about what you're doing. It's very an opportunist style of training, climbing, and just lifestyle in general. For example, if Monday's weather is really good, you might want to consider not climbing on Sunday, not training on Sunday, so that you can ideally climb on Monday and get a really good session in and hopefully climb something really hard. This doesn't mean that you cannot train on a bad weather day or something like that. By all means, go ahead, get in the gym, get stronger, and then go back outside, crush your project. But on a typical climbing day, let's say it's a Wednesday, and you climbed and you maybe didn't get on your project, you didn't quite climb enough to really wear yourself out, but you tried some hard stuff. You could come home or back to your van or go to the gym, whatever it may be, and get a quick hangboard session in. You don't want to do a lot of volume, you just want to do some real high intensity, quality reps that will help really stimulate that growth. And that's a really fine line, and it's something that you have to be really careful with. But if you do it right, you can both climb outside and train for climbing at the same time, and ultimately keep on getting stronger. Now, this isn't something that I would suggest doing year-round, but it can be for certain parts of the year or certain times of the year that you can push yourself to that limit. So now we're going to go over one of the not so glamorous parts about training. It's called overtraining, and it's a really bad thing, and a lot of people experience this because we just get super psyched and we can't actually stop and let ourselves recover and actually get stronger. So some signs of overtraining: some extreme soreness that persists for way longer than it normally does. That's going to be something where it's a telltale sign that you've overdone it and you need to take a break. Another thing is poor performance. If you're just not climbing at the level that you're used to, if you're having some trouble doing some things that used to be easy for you and now they're hard, and you've just continued training, that can be an obvious sign of overtraining. If you just generally feel heavy when you're climbing, that can be a sign that you are overtraining. If you just don't feel good, even if getting out of bed in the morning, you just feel a little achy and you feel you're stomping around the house or whatever, that can be a sign that you have overtrained and you want to take a break. Another thing is mood swings or lack of sleep, or general just lack of energy. Those things are going to be a real contributing factor to you just going on this cycle of overtraining and not ever progressing. Also, if you're having trouble sleeping, or if you're getting sick all the time, this can be a really serious issue, and you need to seriously take maybe a whole entire week off to let your body recover and reset before going back into training. So if you think that you are overtraining and you're watching this video right now, what I can suggest to you to fix it is, first off, try to take a couple days off of training. Try to get a really good night's sleep. Whatever you have to do to get that good night's sleep, really focus on getting a lot of sleep for a couple nights in a row, and then eat some really good high quality calories with lots of good micronutrients and good macronutrient profiles, and that will really help give you that little edge that you can actually take it closer to the limit and not overtrain. So, just being good and strategizing there can help you a lot with getting the most out of your training for climbing. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this video on scheduling when you're trying to train for climbing. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you got anything useful out of this video. Remember, this is episode 3 of a multi-part series where I'm going to teach you how to build your own training routine for climbing. Next, we're going to start to go into actually training and trying to get stronger, because I want you guys to send some hard stuff, and that gets me psyched when I hear about that in the comments. So go ahead and leave me a comment below if any of these videos have helped you out, and I will catch you in the next one.